everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought I would film my 2-week-ish postpartum update. I think I'm going to film these like every other week maybe. I wanted to do them every week but it's really hard to film when you have a baby. And maybe when she's a bit old, like at 6 or 7 weeks, I'll film them more weekly or something. Or like add in some more clips of her doing bits and bobs as the weeks go on. I'm not sure as of yet. I thought I would do my 2-week postpartum. So my last video, if you didn't watch it, was all about my labour and delivery story, and I left it at a point where I think like we'd gone into the delivery or the ward afterwards where you go once you've had the baby. And I kind of left it there because I was absolutely shattered, the baby was upset, and the video was quite long anyway, and it was a struggle to film because I was only a few days postpartum. And I've had low iron, so like I've been really like extra tired, which is just fabulous. So basically I'll go from there up until now, I guess. So and for me and the baby, I guess I'll do in this video, and then maybe I'll do separate ones. I'm not sure. Let me know what kind of format you'd like. I haven't got the baby with me now. I think I might film a few cutaways of her and add a few bits in from how she like prepared for the last 2 weeks if I've got any bits and bobs, or just some photos and stuff. But I haven't got her here at the moment. She's just being looked after because it's a bit easier just to get the video done. So yeah, but if you ever want to see like videos or pictures or any updates of her, I post basically daily on my Instagram, so go and have a look over there. There's lots of cuteness on there. So at the hospital I had to stay for 3 days because my iron was really low. My pulse was really fast, and I think my heart rate was up a bit. So me and the baby stayed for the three days in total. So yeah, 3 days in total. They didn't really want to let me home on the last day, but they did reluctantly because I was coming home to a partner that could look after me and the baby. So yeah, so I as I say, my iron was really low, so I was really tired. I really struggled in the hospital because it was just me trying to breastfeed. Obviously you get midwives help and stuff like that, but you can't have your other, in the UK anyway, or in NHS hospitals in the UK, particularly where I'm from, you can't have your other half stay with you, which is understandable, but it makes it really difficult because I literally was not sleeping because I just had a fresh baby and I was just watching her sleep, basically worrying if she was going to stop breathing because it's a new baby. And yeah, so, and then like every time I'd fall asleep she'd want to breastfeed because she was just getting used to it. So night one was okay with breastfeeding because she was so tired because she was a forceps delivery. She did a lot of sleeping on the first day, so it was like we were both kind of out of it. Shan, my husband, stayed until like 9 and then he went home, and actually it was just me on this ward, and there were 4 beds worth of people that could have been in there. It was actually just me, so it didn't really matter that the baby was crying. I just spent all night bonding with her and changing nappies and getting used to the fact that I had a baby, and a first baby as well, so I'd never done any of it before. And so that was quite nice, and you get weighted on hand and foot. I was getting my blood pressure checked like every hour at one point, or my pulse I think, or both, because they're a bit concerned about me. But and also the baby, I think I mentioned this in my last video, I lost my waters before actually delivering, but we don't know exactly when. I think I know when it was, but I was told that I didn't lose my waters then. So they were worried that we both might have had an infection, so they were monitoring us both quite closely. We didn't, and we were fine. So then night 2 came around, and the room was full. So at like 6 in the morning they wheeled 3 women into the, or 3 women came into the room, and they're all cesarean babies, or 2 women came in, I think. They're both cesareans. No, 3 women came in, all cesareans. One of them ended up going home because her baby had turned and wasn't breached, so she was going to try and go naturally. And there were 2 ladies that were cesarean still. And then there was a spare bed opposite me, but then I had to be more conscious of noise. Not that I was being noisy, but I was really worried about my baby that was crying and all those sorts of things, because I'm just very conscious of those things, even though I'm on a ward with newborns. So, you know, but it made my stress level go up, which made my heart rate and my pulse go up, which was fabulous. And in the morning of this day, I thought I was going to be able to go home by the end of the day, which didn't happen. So I was kind of just holding out for that, thinking, oh, I'll be fine and get home to my own bed, my husband, I could be looked after and all those sorts of things. Well, that didn't happen. So that was disappointing, but it was better that we were in the hospital, and actually it worked out really well, because on day 2 in the evening Sophia would not stop crying, and it was hard. Like, she wouldn't stop crying, she wouldn't latch on, and when she latched on she was doing what a lot of newborns do, where they fall asleep because they're lazy. But I couldn't get her to wake up, and then she'd scream, and I ended up calling for the midwives and basically having a breakdown, because I just like, I can't do this. So they make you like hand express the colostrum, which I had loads of, which was amazing, and then they give it to the baby. My baby is a hungry baby, so she eats a lot. So they did that, and then they mentioned to me about formula, and I said, like, I would like to breastfeed, but fed is best in my opinion. So I've never been opposed to doing formula, and if that's what my baby needs, that's what my baby needs. So they gave her 1 little bottle of formula, and that just helped fill her tummy up. I don't think she'd had a lot of stuff because of our latching and stuff, and I expressed some milk. On that evening. So then I went to the fridge later on and like used a bottle with her, and I've never been against using bottles and the nipple confusion, all those sorts of things. I just want my baby to be happy. So that was actually really handy that I stayed in for that extra night, because it meant that they could help me out and put me at ease with those sorts of things, and one of them changed the nappy for me, and I was just exhausted. I just needed to get home. And then for the first week, I'll be honest, it was all a blur of lots of tears, very uncomfortable. I want to do a whole video on what they don't tell you about postpartum, because there's a lot. It was intense. I'm glad that my other half had time off work, is all I can say, because it was intense. So the first week it was literally like there was no sleep really, because Sophia is a breastfed on demand baby, and I express, so I've been expressing at home. She does still latch onto the boob every now and again, but it's more for comfort. Like, she just never feeds properly on the boob. She just likes to suckle and then fall asleep. So to actually feed her, I use bottles, but with my breast milk, because I've got so much of it, there's no point wasting it. So my life is a constant cycle of expressing, feeding, you know, changing, sleeping the baby. She wakes up about twice a night at the moment, which she's, you know, not even 3 weeks old yet, so that's fine with me. We have some difficult nights, and when I was really tired, because my iron was even lower than obviously it is now, I was really struggling, but that's what you have a husband for. And it was just lots of like tears, not wanting to get out of bed. I think I spent the first week basically in bed, just being overwhelmed by stuff. We did go and see some family in that as well, and we had family come here. I almost wish I had just kept it all to myself for that first week, because I wasn't really with it. It was lovely that people got to meet her, and you know, it's nice for them, but for me, I just was so shattered after like going out and making an effort to see people, but I did really want to at the time. So the second week has been much more me focusing on my baby and what she wants and what she needs, because I was getting really frustrated and really upset trying to fit my life around like my baby or whatever. This should be the other way around, like everything stops when you have a baby. So I was wanting to like clean the house still and film videos and do worky bits, and loads of things I wanted to get done that I had ambitions to do, studying as well, which I'm still doing, but like all of that comes secondary to looking after your baby and making sure they're happy and stuff. But at the time I thought, this would be easy. Loads of people have kids and they still vlog the day that they have the baby. No idea how people do that, by the way. I guess I could see how you could vlog, it's just the editing and uploading part that's really like, I just don't understand how people do it once they've had a baby. But yeah, I just realised that I needed to like take a step back. It didn't matter if the dishes weren't done or whatever so my husband went back after we'd had the baby home for about 10 days, because he had 2 weeks off, but he took a couple of days off when I was having contractions, which was part of his paternity, which was a little bit frustrating, but it was good in that I had him at home, and I really needed him at home at that time. So he went back when the baby was about 10 days old, and so then it was like this whole, oh my god, I have to deal with her all on my own, which, you know I can do, and I knew I could do, but it's still kind of daunting when the prospect is there. It's like when I knew I could be fine bringing a baby home, but actually when you bring a baby home, you kind of go, oh my god, what am I doing with this little tiny person? And if I think about it too much, about the fact that she's going to rely on me for the rest of her life, I get really overwhelmed. But we just take each day as it comes. I've really settled into motherhood this week, and as I say, I've just got to the point where I think it doesn't matter how little is done in the house, as long as she's fed and happy. I don't care if I don't wear makeup most days. I put makeup on today because I've had the opportunity to, but I don't really care if I don't look fabulous or whatever. I just, as long as she's happy, that's important. And so yeah, she's in a good routine. She's just starting to figure out her hands a little bit. I don't know how early they do that, but she's figured out putting them in her mouth and stuff like that. She's just starting to focus on like a few toys, not playing with them or anything, but like focusing on them and like wondering what they are. Obviously she can't see that far away, so if you put something up close to her, she'll focus on it and try and figure out what it is. She's becoming a bit more alert in the daytime, which is really fun and just cute. I'll put some like clips in of her here and some of the things that she gets up to in the day, which are obviously fascinating for a 2-week-old. But she's really healthy and happy and good. I'm feeling a lot more evened out hormone wise, which is amazing, because I was having some really up and down days, which is very normal, but also very scary when you're quite used to not being that kind of way. So yeah, I feel like I've evened out with getting to know each other. It's still very hard, like we still have the nighttime feeds, which are very difficult, and I love my sleep. But yeah, we're really good. So here are some clips of Sophia. But just before I go, I'm down about 11 kilos. I'll probably do my own like postpartum to fitness video set, but I'm down about 11 kilos. I'm still kind of in pregnancy clothes because they're comfier, and I've still got a little pooch. I'm probably going to post a picture on my Instagram. If not, I'll insert it here of my postpartum body for like week 1 and week 2. So if you're interested, go and look on my Instagram, or maybe at the end of this video. But yeah, so we're just getting on okay at the moment. I just wanted to come and check in really, because I haven't done much. I want to start doing some vlogs and stuff, but just getting used to having a newborn, and that's about it really. So enjoy the next few clips. I've got a few video ideas coming up that I'm going to do, so look out for those, and I'll speak to you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video and all that fun stuff, and yeah, I'll speak to you all in my next video. Bye guys.